I came from the kind of the big brand side, and what I saw from working there is a really big need with hotel owners that own multiple brands. And they each had their individual service with them and had a lot of inconsistency in regards to the reporting, analytics, and the service provided. And beyond that, I also saw some needs just through each of the individual services that they weren't capturing all of the data analytics that we could provide, all the way down to the reservation level and really getting granular with the information, which is kind of where I see the future revenue management going, is making smarter and smarter decisions down to the very base, what guest is checking in, what rate are they paying, which company are they coming from, which channel are they booking through. We're just trying to get as granular as possible to maximize the revenues for the portfolio owner.
From a sales side, just being able to look at the data and analyze the information, understanding what our accounts are really doing at the property, understanding the stay patterns, if they're maintaining their commitment to us with the amount of room nights that they've committed. There's just so much information that's so important for the sales team to understand and know so that they can best grow the revenues at the property. The number one way to grow revenue is by understanding who the guests and who the clients are at your property. From there, they can take that and farm and look for more business potential with that by understanding who our current guests are. And RevGEN offers ways for us to easily access to know who are these guests, are there new companies that are staying with us that we should go after.
Revenue management's fairly new. It's growing rapidly, and a lot of that comes from just the insurmountable amount of data out there right now. There are so many channels, with the internet boom. There are so many different market segments, and it's just, you really need someone to be able to drill down into the data at a very granular level and just make the smartest decisions possible. So again, a lot of that is forecasting, making sure you're staying ahead of the game. If you know a time's slow, run some promotions, lower rate, get some rooms on the books, build some base. If you see a high demand date, same thing. Restrict really early. It's all about just staying ahead.
From a sales standpoint, that a couple times a week, it's important for them to go in and actually look at if they're going to visit with one of the current guests. It'll help them in negotiating future rates and future partnerships with them. But daily, to help identify what some of the new companies or guests are that are staying at the hotel. It's very important for the sales guys.
If you wanted to hire your own revenue manager, we at Kriya RevGEN think that's totally acceptable, and in a lot of cases, if you have the tools and resources, that might be your best option. And in that case, we can still provide some assistance, whether, again, everything can be customized, what you actually need. So in a lot of cases, if you wanted your own revenue manager, we could still provide you with the daily reporting in our portal that, most likely you don't have the capital or the technical expertise to put together. And then also, we could also provide like a coaching, more of a director of revenue management relationship, where you still have the revenue manager, but we do, bi-weekly or monthly coaching sessions to just make sure that they're making the best decisions possible and that they're using our reporting and tools as effectively as possible. Also, if you're looking, if one of your concerns is you want to have a revenue manager in your local area instead of working remotely with Kriya, we could actually hire your own revenue manager, put them on property, and provide them with all the tools and resources and the coaching from a director standpoint to make sure they're making the smartest decisions possible and maximizing your revenues.
A lot of people, I feel, separate revenue management and sales when it can be so much more powerful if you've got that synergy in the team working together. We can very easily identify what market segments, if it's L&Rs or if it's RFPs, if it's global accounts, if it's groups that are down, and when you work closely and hand in hand with your revenue management team, it's a lot easier to identify that and know that we're on the same page with the same strategies.
The nice thing about our portal is it's designed for a lot of different users coming from a different perspective. So really, it's good for owners, asset managers, revenue managers, general managers in sales. So for someone like an owner or maybe an asset manager that's just kind of concerned with what top line is coming in at a summary level, we basically have that like a daily snapshot in the portal. And we also have portfolio roll-ups that will show all your properties, how they're performing on a monthly basis or on a yearly basis, however you want to look at it. And then it digs a little bit deeper into kind of where the general manager, maybe your revenue manager would want to look. And that's where you start looking at daily breakdowns of what's currently on the books, how you're picking up, what your pace is. And then there's another level kind of for sales where you start breaking out how are the accounts performing, how are they doing historically, how are they pacing, what are some opportunities rate-wise to go either up or down, to get optimal business.
I hear constantly from the director of sales how excited they are to have these reports. It makes their job a lot easier so that they can be more strategic with their focus. Just the other day I received an email saying that this report, this information is great and it saved them so much time so that they can actually go out and focus on capturing and closing the business.